That I hear all the time. I don't have time for mindset work. And honestly, I get it. You probably don't have extra time to spend 3 hours every day at the top of a mountain journaling about your thoughts and feelings. You're busy, you've got meetings, you have a family, you might have a relationship in your life that you'd like to maintain. You probably have groceries to buy. You might even have a dog or a cat who thinks that 3:47 a.m. is the perfect time for you to start the day. That's what happens at my house every morning when my cat walks across my hair and my pillow. So, no, I'm not going to tell you to make time for something that right now feels like a luxury to you in the context of your life. But here's the thing most people don't realize: your brain is already doing mindset work for you every single day, whether you like it or not, whether you direct it or not. And the results that your brain is creating with that mindset work that it's doing on autopilot might not be results that you love. Let me explain. Now, imagine that your brain is actually a backyard. Hang with me here for just a minute because I promise this is going to make sense. Whether you tend to that backyard or not, something is going to grow back there. If you say, "Oh, I don't have time to take care of it," then weeds are going to grow, right? And the same thing goes for your mindset. If you're not intentionally planting and cultivating beliefs in your brain, then you're reinforcing the ones that show up on autopilot. And they're often the loudest, the most critical, and the least helpful thoughts that are in your mental soil. Things like, "I'm not good enough. I'll probably mess this up. What if people think I'm not qualified?" Or what if people think I'm an idiot? Or "I should be better at this by now." That's not neutral and it's not passive. That's your brain doing mindset work for you on autopilot without your supervision. Okay, I love a little bit of neuroscience, so let's get sciencey here for just a minute, and I'll promise I'll do my best to make it fun. Your brain is really designed to adapt and change, and that's thanks to a process called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to your brain's ability to change and rewire itself over time based on your experiences, your habits, and your mental and emotional focus. The things that you think on repeat, that's what gets stronger in your brain. It literally gets encoded in your brain through what are called neural pathways. That's how we build our beliefs. Here's the kicker about neuroplasticity, though. Your brain doesn't care if the thoughts that it is encoding and that it is thinking repeatedly are helpful or harmful, which brings me to something called the plastic paradox. The plastic paradox illustrates that your brain is always changing for better or for worse, and it can change in ways that either help you or hurt you. In your brain, growth is inevitable, it's going to happen no matter what. What's not inevitable in this whole process of neuroplasticity is the direction that that growth takes. So, in other words, if you're constantly thinking thoughts like "I'm failing" or "I'm behind" or "they're probably judging me" or "I'm not good enough," then your brain is literally laying down the highways for those thoughts to get stronger and travel faster in your brain over time. And that means that they will have a greater and greater influence on how you think, how you feel, and the choices you make, and ultimately the results that you create for yourself and in your life. That's mindset work, baby. Your brain is already doing it on autopilot. The question is the mindset work that's happening the kind of mindset work that you would choose for yourself if you gave yourself the opportunity to make that choice? Here's the truth. This idea of mindset autopilot, it's real. And if it's allowed to just continue untethered, it will cost you. Let's make this a little bit more practical. Have you ever avoided a hard conversation, say with your spouse or your boss, and then spent days overthinking it, feeling anxious and frustrated, and avoiding the whole thing altogether? Or maybe you've hesitated to speak up in a meeting or about an issue that was really bugging you in an organization that you're involved in because your brain whispered, "Hey, don't screw this up." And you just didn't know how to challenge your brain. You didn't know how to challenge that thought in the moment. And so you stayed silent. That's mindset autopilot in action. And it's not always dramatic. Sometimes it shows up as overthinking a decision until you just talk yourself out of it altogether, or replaying a mistake in your mind for the rest of the week or the rest of the month, or replaying that same mistake even for decades. And sometimes it looks like saying yes when you want to say no, just so that you can avoid conflict or feeling guilty for not saying yes or not helping out or not doing what you tell yourself you should be doing for other people. Now, none of that means that you're broken, not at all. All it means is that your brain has developed patterns that encourage those choices. And the beautiful thing, those patterns can be changed, but it doesn't happen by accident. Here's another thing to consider if you're telling yourself that you don't have time for mindset work. You're probably already doing mindset work, but from a reactive perspective. So start spending time on your mindset proactively. You're probably busy, overextended, and stressed out. And that means you probably spend a lot of time in mental and emotional reaction mode, worrying about whether you're going to get it all done on time and stressing about things and people that you can't control, avoiding conversations that you know you need to have and actions that you know you need to take out of things like fear of judgment or rejection, people pleasing, fear of failure, overwhelm, uncertainty, indecision, or self doubt. All of that, it's kind of a form of mindset work in a way, but it's reactive mindset work. And it's reinforcing those patterns that are keeping you stuck, stressed out, unhappy, and unfulfilled. See, here's the thing, you're already spending time and energy in your mind reacting to people, things, and circumstances in ways that aren't helping you. What if you were to shift some of that time and energy into doing proactive mindset work instead of reacting to your life constantly? Well, you'd cut down on the time and energy and the stress that you're spending reacting and set yourself up for greater mental and emotional resilience. You'd experience less worry, more clarity, more self trust, and better decision making. That's what's possible when you shift from reactive mindset work to proactive mindset work. Intentional mindset work isn't fluff, it's foundational. Let's reframe what true mindset work really is. It's not just journaling and affirmations. It's the work of understanding how your thoughts, emotions, actions, and results are all interconnected, and learning to coach yourself in the moment when emotions like fear or self doubt show up, so that instead of shutting down in the face of those emotions, you can actually move forward through them and make the decision that is going to help you in the long run. It's choosing beliefs that serve you and your goals and your values instead of just rehashing those old mental patterns that have kept you stuck and in the same places mentally and emotionally, and even in terms of your success in life. And it's building the kind of mental and emotional resilience that helps you navigate difficult circumstances without completely falling apart. This is exactly what I teach my clients to do. I train them on tools that are rooted in neuroscience and cognitive behavioral change. And it doesn't have to take hours every single day. Sometimes it starts with a single thought like, maybe what I'm thinking and believing here isn't the truth. Or a single question like, what else could be true here? From there, you start to lead yourself. You build a foundation of self leadership, and that changes everything. By the way, speaking of self leadership, your relationship with yourself is always at work, and it is absolutely influenced by the mindset work that's happening in your brain, whether it's intentional mindset work that you're doing or mindset work that your brain is doing for you on autopilot. This is one of the foundational principles that I teach as a life coach and in my entire personal development business. And that is that your relationship with yourself is the most important human relationship that you will ever have. And that's because it impacts everything else in your life. The way you talk to yourself, the way you talk about yourself, how you think and believe about yourself, those things form the foundation of your relationship with yourself. And they impact how you show up in your work, in your relationships, your parenting, the boundaries that you set or don't set or violate, even in your dreams, the goals that you set for yourself, and what you think is possible for you, what you believe is possible for you. Your relationship with yourself can even impact your relationship with your higher power if you're a person of faith like I am. If your internal voice is anxious and critical and exhausted, then that is the version of you that walks into every room. And you can try to mask it. You can try to put a happy, confident face on it. I know I did for years, trust me. But underneath that anxiety, that self criticism, and that mental and emotional exhaustion, it's still showing up in ways that you probably don't even realize. Mindset work isn't extra and it is not self indulgent. It's necessary maintenance that's required to keep showing up as the version of yourself that you want to be. And if you don't actively engage in mindset work on a regular basis, here's what happens. Your brain is going to be doing that automatic mindset work for you on autopilot. And I'll tell you exactly what it's going to prioritize. It's not going to prioritize your long term growth, achieving your goals, living out your values, self actualization, having an impact on your family, your friends, your community, making the world a better place. Your brain on autopilot is not going to prioritize any of those things. It's going to be prioritizing your immediate comfort, safety, and conservation of your energy rather than supporting everything that you want to do and be to yourself and to your loved ones and the world. Your brain is going to be focusing on next 5 minutes, next 5 hours, not next 5 months, next 5 weeks, next 5 years. By the way, you can tell I'm a little bit fired up about this. And so I actually have an entire workshop that is all about how to start changing your self talk. And it is a great way to start working on rebuilding a relationship with yourself. It's called How to Transform Your Self Talk. You can visit shop.amyshield.com and click on workshops and find it in there. So if your brain is a backyard, don't let the weeds win. I'm not asking you to change your entire life today. I'm not asking you to become a mindset work superstar overnight. But I am asking you to stop pretending that not doing mindset work is neutral because it's not. Just like a backyard that you ignore, your brain is going to be growing something, remember, through that process of neuroplasticity. The only question is whether it's going to be weeds or nourishment. And the amazing news is you don't need a machete and an entire weekend to start doing mindset work on a daily basis that is going to serve you and help you move forward. It doesn't have to take hours, it can take minutes every single day. It truly can. Sometimes all it takes is a single workshop to get started or a single conversation with a coach like me. Something that teaches you to pause, reflect, and start making intentional choices in how you think, feel, and show up. That's intentional mindset work versus just allowing your brain to do it on autopilot. And that is where your mindset transformation begins. Not with more time, not with utter perfection or going from 0 to 100 miles an hour overnight, but just with one small step, one workshop, one conversation. If you're still thinking that you're too busy to worry about mindset work, here's the bottom line. Your brain is always changing and growing, either on autopilot or under your supervision. Mindset work is always happening for you. It just might not be the kind of mindset work that you would choose for yourself if you allowed yourself to make the choice. By taking a few minutes every day to work on your mindset, you can start shaping the direction of your brain's inevitable growth. Remember, growth is inevitable, but direction is not. So you can start changing the direction of your brain's growth instead of just allowing it to unfold on its own on autopilot based on automatic priorities that you wouldn't choose for yourself. If you are ready to proactively work on your mindset, I have something cool for you. It's called the 5 Minute Confidence Anchor, and it's a free PDF that you can download by clicking on my link in bio and just look for where it says grab your free copy of the 5 Minute Confidence Anchor. It's a simple, literally 5 minute daily morning practice that will help you start doing this mindset work intentionally and start setting yourself up for success. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. My name's Amy Shield, and I help smart, capable women feel as confident on the inside as they look on the outside. Confidence is a skill. Let's build it. Did you know that 75% of executive women secretly struggle with imposter syndrome? If you are one of the millions of women who looks confident on the outside but secretly struggles with self doubt on the inside, I have something really cool for you. It's a free PDF that is all about why some smart, capable women secretly struggle with self doubt and what they can do about it. It explains where this self doubt comes from and why it happens, even though it seems counterintuitive. Because if you're like me, you've probably been told your whole life that you should feel more confident. And it tells you some concrete steps that you can start taking to reverse this pattern of self doubt and start building authentic confidence from the inside out. Visit my link in bio to learn more and sign up for your free copy.